A utopian society in the far-off future. Because of years of environmental neglect and careless consumption, the planet Earth in about 700 years will be overrun by garbage and bereft of all plant and animal life. This will be the result of years of environmental deterioration. After abandoning Earth many years ago, the last of humanity's descendants have made their home aboard the Starship Axiom. The artificial sun that can be seen from the ship's main concourse also bears the BNL emblem, which indicates that the Axiom is owned and operated by a major organization known as By and Large. The initial concept called for humanity to spend 5 years living in space while cleaning robots, which Professor Simon had conceptualized and named Wallies, prepped the planet for recolonization. On the other hand, after 700 years, there is just one Wally left. Ben Burt provides the voice. Wally spends his days pressing garbage into solid blocks and constructing constructions out of those blocks. He also gathers a few of the more intriguing objects and stores them in the garage that he shares with a cockroach, the only companion he has in the world. He falls asleep each night watching Hello Dolly on VHS and fantasizes of having someone's hand to hold. The majority of his finds are discarded pieces of machinery and technological equipment, but one day he comes across a solitary plant. He doesn't know what it is, but he knows it needs to be cared for in soil, so he scoops it up and places it in an old shoe that's been filled with dirt. The following day, a massive spaceship landed and dropped down another robot known as Eve, extraterrestrial vegetation evaluator, voice, Elissa Knight. Wally is immediately smitten and wishes to grasp her hand, but Eve is quick to fire her plasma cannon, which can blast a hole through anything. Wally hopes to hold her hand. Eve searches the surface of the planet for signs of greenery but is dismayed to discover that she cannot detect any. Wally is at last allowed to approach her, and he invites her to accompany him back to his garage, where he displays his collection of human artifacts. However, she continues to refuse to hold his hand, so he shows her the plant that he discovered instead. This causes her primary directive to be activated, at which point she places the plant in a unique confinement capsule within her body, transmits a signal to the mothership, and enters a state of sleep. Wally, who is also confused, attempts to make her feel secure and comfortable. He protects her from the storms and then brings her to a park so that they can both watch the sunset together. After a few days have passed, the mothership finally returns to retrieve Eve. Wally manages to steal a ride on the ship as it makes its way back to the Axiom, which is located many light years distant from Earth. The landing base serves as the location for the examination of Eve and Wally. The ship's commander is given control of Eve while she is still in the sleep state. She is pursued by Wally, who is followed by Mo, a cleaning robot whose voice is provided by Ben Burt. Mo is determined to scrub the grimy Wally in order to remove any foreign contamination, i.e. dirt or earth. During the journey, Wally has his first encounter with human beings. Because they are obese and unable to move around on their own, they are transported through the Axiom in hoverchairs equipped with video screens. These screens let them to interact with one another and view a range of advertising for different drinking food products. After mistakenly knocking one of the humans, John Ratzenberger provides the voice for this character, off of his hover chair. Wally helps the guy back into the chair and introduces himself. John, bewildered but appreciative, offers his thanks before introducing himself. Wally follows Eve to the chambers of Captain McRae, whose voice is provided by Jeff Garlin. McRae is just as inactive as the other humans and receives the same level of service. The discovery made by Eve sets in motion a process known as Operation Recolonize, which has McRae feeling both bewildered and excited. However, when McRae attempts to awaken Eve and gives her the order to generate the plant, she does not produce it. McRae gives orders for Eve and Wally to be taken away for maintenance, but once they have left, he makes the decision to educate himself about Earth. When Wally is in the repair bay, she incorrectly believes that the repair team is hurting Eve and fires her plasma gun to save her. However, in doing so, she accidentally frees other robots that had been held in the repair bay for maintenance. During the breakout, the ship's computer tells the humans that Eve and Wally are renegade robots, and security robots take pictures of the two of them. Wally is in a bad mood, so Eve puts him in an escape pod and sends him back to Earth. They observe Gopher placing the plant inside the escape pod before she has a chance to put the person inside. Following Gopher's departure, Wally attempts to save the plant but is instead propelled into space. Wally manages to get himself and the plant out of the pod just in time for the pod to blow up on its own, thanks to the emergency escape hatch and a fire extinguisher. When Eve is happy, she enjoys playing with Wally in space, and at one point she even gives him an approving electric kiss. Eve and Wally use the waste chute to gain entry to McRae's cabin so that they can give him the plant. However, the ship's autopilot system, which goes by the name Otto and uses the voice of Macintalk, admits that it was the one who stole the plant previously. Because of a decree that was given many millennia ago when it was believed that the Earth would never again be habitable, it has no intention of letting anyone to go back to their home planet of Earth. McRae is locked inside his cabin while Wally, Eve, and the plant are sent hurtling back down the garbage chute by Otto. Wally and Eve narrowly avoid being propelled into space along with the rest of the garbage, but Wally sustains significant damage in the process. In the meantime, McRae has worked out how to hack into the ship's communication system. He informs Eve and Wally to head to the ship's center deck, where a special machine will return the ship to Earth as soon as the plant is placed within it. Wally and Eve are able to make it to the central deck with the assistance of the robots that they freed earlier. Once there, they see that the unique machine has risen from a platform. Wally manages to stop Otto from returning the machine to the platform despite his best efforts to do so. McCrae is able to get up on his own and turn off Otto once he is standing. As soon as Eve places the plant into the unique machine, the Axiom is immediately transported back to Earth. Wally was severely injured as a result of the crushing that occurred while trying to prevent Otto from bringing the platform down. When they finally arrived on Earth, Eve hurried Wally back to his garage and fixed him up there. Wally acts as if he does not recognize her and starts packing the garbage. Eve grabs Wally by the hand and gives him another explosive kiss as she sobs into his shoulder. This causes Wally to restart in the correct manner. McCrae imparts knowledge to the other humans on how to care for the plant and restore the planet's health. They are underestimating how straightforward it will be because, just on the outskirts of the city, plants have already started to thrive. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe for other recaps.